almost 10 years ago that I graduated from Coast Guard basic training in Cape May, New Jersey. There were many difficult parts of boot camp, workouts that would drive you to physical exhaustion, large amounts of Coast Guard history we had to memorize. But not every part of boot camp was difficult. Admiral McRaven, who served as a Navy SEAL for over 37 years, gave a very powerful message to the 2014 graduating class of the University of Texas. I would like to share a piece of his message today, along with a bit of my own story. Every morning in boot camp, my instructors would show up in the barracks room, and the first thing they would do is inspect my bed. If you did it right, the corners would be square, the covers pulled tight, the pillow centered just under the headboard, and the extra blanket folded neatly at the foot of the rack. It was a simple task, mundane at best. But every morning we were required to make our bed to perfection. It seemed a little ridiculous at the time, especially in light of the fact that we were aspiring to be soldiers that would defend the United States of America against foreign enemies. But the wisdom of this simple act has been proved to me many times over. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It'll give you a small sense of accomplishment, and it will encourage you to complete another task and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. And if you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you'll come home to a bed that is made. A bed that you made. And that will give you encouragement that tomorrow can be better. Boot camp for the Coast Guard is only 8 weeks long, but if you would ask me on week 6, I would have told you it felt more like 8 months. The Coast Guard is said to have the second hardest boot camp behind only the Marine Corps, who created the structure that the Coast Guard used to model their basic training after. There were many times during boot camp that I wanted to quit. Felt like quitting. Felt like I wasn't strong enough to keep going. Then one day I opened a letter from my mom, a card of encouragement with a Bible verse. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those that hope in the Lord will soar high on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. If I have learned one thing in my life, it's the power of hope. The power of one person, a Washington, a Lincoln, a Charlie Kirk. One person can change the world by giving people hope. So if you want to change the world, start each day with a task completed. Find a godly mentor to help you through life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair and you will fail often. But if you take some risks, step up when times are the hardest, face down the bullies, lift up the downtrodden, and never, ever give up. If you do these things, the generation that follows and the generations that come after them will live in a world far better than the one we have here today. And what started with changing your bed will indeed have changed the world for the better.